Let me take you on a journey which started with a small opportunity. It evolved with personal reflection, and later it culminated into forming a vision for this city. So this happened that me and my partner, we came to know that Mr. Dikshit, the director of Metro, he was looking for an architect to design the Shivajinagar Metro Station and to breathe a new life into it. So we thought it's a great opportunity to go and contribute something to the cities. Not many architects get those kind of opportunities. So me and my friend, we decided that we should go and meet Mr. Dikshit. Upon meeting him, he looked very excited for the project. He was like a child, almost like he wanted to contribute to the city. He said that I wanted to do something for Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as well. So please go and have a look at the site and come up with certain ideas, what you feel about the site and everything. So next day, me and my friend, we went on the site. The site happened to be the Shivajinagar bus stop, which took me back to the memories when I first set in my foot in Pune. So I originally do not belong to Pune. In my childhood days, I used to stay in Shirur. Shirur is a small town which is 60 kilometers away from Pune. And during my childhood days, I used to stay in a in a old ancestral home. It was 200-year old, where we had verandas, where we had courtyards, backyards, and living rooms, and a lot of things. So one afternoon, I was playing in my backyard, and the news came to my ears that we are shifting to Pune. So as a child, it didn't register much significance to me. Ki what generally it means to shift your base from a town, from a village to a city like Pune. So the day came, we went to the Shirur bus stop. We took the ST bus and landed to Shivajinagar station. Upon coming there, we took auto rickshaw and then started moving towards our apartment, new apartment in Pune. So all this while I was transiting from from Shirur to Pune, and from Pune to my new apartment, I was looking at the buildings, the roads of the Pune. Like for example, I saw the Sancheti Hospital. Then I saw Jangli Maharaj Road, which was quite wide, and it had a large canopy of trees. I saw the Omkareshwar temple, the Jnana Prabodhini school. So, as a child, I was quite overwhelmed with the grandeur of city, and those impressions still stay with me, till ever since from then. Let us go back to the history of Pune. So, Pune in around 7th to 12th century, it was a very small town. It was a kasbah of around 7 to 12 huts, and there were a few temples like Punneshwar, Narayaneshwar, Pataleshwar. So a very small settlement on Mutha River. You can imagine that any village, if you go and see, it was something like that. The Yadavas were ruling Pune. The Yadavas were ruling Maharashtra, but their capital was Daulatabad. So nothing happened in Pune during that era. Later, the Mughals came, and Pune again, like Pune stayed in a state of destruction, in a very broken state, until the Peshwas came to Pune. So Pune, as we know, it transformed from Punavdi to Punyanagari during the Peshwa era. During their era, a lot of traders and lot of artisans, they started coming to Pune. That helped in gaining social stability, financial stability to Pune. And once you can imagine, if the social and the financial aspect is taken care of, that is when a city starts to think about art, culture, architecture, festivals. So the Peshwa introduced the typical Maratha style of architecture in Pune, which you see right now. It's such a beautiful way they have created the language to the city. And then they also developed different pet areas to cater the growing population. So they were kind of visionary to understand how the city is going to grow and what kind of character one has to give to the city. Later, the Britishers came to the Pune, and they introduced the Victorian style of architecture to Pune. So the Victorian style of architecture is what you see is the big stone buildings. And for their master planning, they required larger spaces. So they actually developed the other side of the river, wherein they developed the Khadki area, the cantonment, the Koregaon Park area. And you see a lot of beautiful buildings like Agriculture College, Pune University, the Ferguson College. So Pune at that time started looking to look like a heritage town and a British town. Later, after independence, the modernism was introduced in Pune, and concrete became the major building material during that time. So the best part was during that era, concrete was used in a more elemental way. Like how we see concrete right now, it's just a structural element. But during that time, it was more like an elemental way. Like the wood was replaced by concrete. So you had beautiful facades made in concrete. Now, if we see Pune in past 25 years, it has rapidly developed due to the introduction of IT industry, and lot of manufacturing industry started coming into Pune. But as a result, you saw thousands of people started coming to Pune, and it resulted in unorganized growth of the Pune, and expansion started happening in different directions. That resulted in city being kind of soulless and very dry. And also, if you visit the heritage part, you see that the Vadas are disappearing. It's a sad state where the heritage of Pune is kind of disappearing. But the good and the hopeful part is the culture, the festivals are still celebrated in full swing. Like people are so excited about Ganpati festival, the Diwali, the Wari and everything. And I hope this is going to be the guiding light for the future of Pune. So let us understand what a Vada is. Vada is a typical Puneri home. You can call it like a Maharashtrian home. And the main aspects of Vada is the threshold, the courtyard and the veranda. So the threshold is a part where the street is connected to the courtyard, and the courtyards later connect the Vada, like the open to sky space, to the rooms. Courtyards were actually private open to sky spaces wherein festivals happened, and uh, there were prayers. You had Tulsi Vrindavan fountains, and people were welcomed during that time. And the verandas were places where indoor games used to happen. There were swings hanging around everywhere. So it was a very nice settlement. You can see the pictures of the old Vadas, how people used to draw rangoli and then these fountains and everything. Now, when I was in third year of architecture, we were given this project to design a cultural center for Pune. So we thought that why not to go and visit the old town of Pune and see how people live there and what kind of buildings they built. So while we were walking around the old town, we stumbled upon this beautiful Vada. It was a nice small Vada where you had the ossaries on two sides and then a beautiful door. And the overall setting was very inviting. So we kind of got drawn into the building. So as we went inside, there was a beautiful courtyard and a peepal tree. And below the peepal tree, there was a stone ota, basalt stone ota, and right in front of the peepal tree, there was a typical Maratha temple, which was dedicated to Lord Narasimha. So the overall setting, the courtyard, the tree, the breeze, and the light was so peaceful and so soothing that we almost ended up spending 3 hours in that Vada. We saw an old man who was sitting there for half an hour, and we went and asked him, "Ki Baba, tumhi काय करताय? इथं इतके वेळ बसलेत. What are you doing?" He raised his hand and laughed at us, saying, "Ki काय नाही, मी निवांत बसलोय." Like nothing. I'm doing nothing. So have you ever seen this quality of doing nothing in people right now? No, nobody can do nothing. No. So yeah. Later on, he told us ki Puneमध्ये, like in Pune, I had my house something like that. And now it has become an apartment. So whenever I go for grocery shopping or vegetable market, I like to spend some time there, sit, do manan, listen to music. So that is how he used to like to spend his time. So that is when we understood that architecture is not just about building spaces or building functional spaces. It is also about making spaces which inculcate the sense of nothingness. These pause points become areas where your mind can wander, and it also helps us to transition from chaos to peace in a very beautiful way. So if you talk about meditation, meditation is basically the space between the two thoughts. Similarly, how do you interpret a space between two thoughts in a building? And this is how they try to do that, using ossaries, paths, the courtyard. So people started thinking, and from the silent spaces, no wisdom arose in the people. Nowadays, you don't get places where people are sitting quietly and they are thinking. Let's say if you're in office, From office, you will go take the lift, go to the basement, take the lift, go to your residential place, again take a lift, and then enter your house. So you end up taking your cluttered thoughts in your home. There is no transition happening at all from your office to your home. And that is what I want to highlight right now. Like the Pune is evolving with a great speed. No doubt it is good for everyone, but things like this should be taken care of while designing the new cities. Even on Sundays and maybe sometimes after office. No, I also like to go in Sadashivpet area, in the old areas, and at least sit there for a chai, visit old temples, vadas. This has been a habit for me since many years now. It has helped me to be rooted to the city. You see small vada pav areas, and lot of people are coming from different parts of the city, and they enjoy the food, the misal. But it is not just the food quality, it is also the ambience which it provides. You do not notice that, but these things are happening in background. So coming back to Shivajinagar Metro Station, we thought that what is a metro station? In a metro station, you always see people rushing from here and there. How do you make them stabilize their mind and then travel wherever they want to go? So we took inspirations from Pune's heritage architecture, and these Maha Metro people, they told us that do something like Shaniwar Vada. So we kind of managed to explain them that Pune already has a Shaniwar Vada, and you want to build another Shaniwar Vada, which we will fail at. It's already a great structure, we cannot copy it. So rather take small inspirations from Vadas, from temples, from maybe Shaniwar Vada, and then make a collage out of it, and then dedicate it to Pune. So that is how they are going to use it. So we actually bought old reclaimed windows, we made otas, we planted trees which were planted during old times. We used basalt stones. As a result, we saw people actually using the spaces as we aspired to. So you always see people walking there, sitting there. Maybe they are alone also sometimes, or they are in groups. You see old people sitting there reading newspapers. So we were really happy that the space is working as we intended to. Even the bus stop we designed was kind of inspired from the old sloping roof, and then the battens and the purlins. We saw another guy who was sitting with a newspaper. So it was a very beautiful moment for us. And we thought that people always aspire for such beautiful spaces, but there are no opportunities which are created in the city. So as a conclusion, I would like to say that Pune people have never cut off themselves from the culture of the city. But efforts has to be made to kind of form a good connection between the culture and the modern part of the city. Basically, it is okay to enjoy the glamour of modern life, but it is also important to bring back the glory of past, because those moments, those spaces, they are going to instill wisdom in you. They are going to be the guiding light for you in the future. And there should always be a strong base where your future generations can take certain inspiration, and then they can start demanding in a better way. Thank you.